Hello, this is Mad Cat, and I'm sort of starting a new series. I'm not sure what direction I'm going to be taking it yet. I think maybe like a survival channel for someone who's pretty much a newbie. I'm not the first person who should be doing a survival channel, but circumstances be what they are. I might as well try. So, homeless preparation. Now, this isn't the first time I've actually tried to prepare for being homeless. Like I said in my last video, about a year ago, I was actually preparing to be homeless. And I actually had a GoFundMe to try to raise money for it, which I raised a fair amount. But then someone opened up their home for me, and I avoided it. I was hoping in that time I could find a solution to my problem, but I think I found a lot of solutions. They just didn't pan out for one reason or another. I'm not giving up hope, and I'm still trying, but until those solutions find fruition, I have to be homeless. And it's okay. I mean, maybe it's a short thing. And maybe, like people are saying, it'll build character. So, I'm doing a lot of things right now. And in fact, you can sort of see it in the background right here. I just got a bag from someone donated a backpack to me. It's probably going to be everything I need. And the thing about whether I end up in a shelter or I end up on the streets or do crowd surfing, I want my backpack to be as light as possible. And to accomplish that, I have to have a lot of items that can be multi-use. I can't just, well, I probably will have a few items that will just have a single use to it, but ideally, any item I have, I can use in a variety of ways. So one item that I'm going to be using, now this is only for one purpose, but its one purpose is actually really, really good. And I've been watching a lot of other survival videos about do-it-yourself sort of things, and I haven't seen this yet. I'm surprised that I might be the only one who's figured it out. So the first thing I'm going to be, well, the first tutorial today for preparing for homelessness is this, a Mio bottle. Now, of course, this is a liquid water enhancer. You basically squirt it into a drink and it envelops whatever taste. This happens to be fruit punch. This is empty. Now, like some of the water purification, like the little tablets, they'll purify the water. They'll remove all the germs, but it kind of still has an iodine taste to it. So this would actually be quite useful to kind of help counteract the taste. But that's not why I'm using these. So let me actually show you. And I'm going to go ahead and take the packaging off. I mean, definitely go ahead and use it for the flavor enhancer if you do buy one of these. I recommend buying them on sale. But let's go ahead and... So taking these off, it's not too much of a challenge so long as you have a knife. If you don't, then yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. So this is what a Mio bottle looks like, naked. Ah, I'm naked. Don't look. Don't look. So then you just take it off. Now this needs to be cleaned out. As you can see, there's like a lot of liquid in here. And that has a nice, powerful smell. So now the reason why I've done all of this is that a Mio bottle is an airtight, water-resistant container. When this is sealed up, it's very difficult for anything to get in or out. And this actually makes a wonderful mini container. I mean, you can put anything you want in here. You can put a liquid in here. You can put a powder in here. You know what? I mean, hell, you could put matches in here, but good luck getting them back out. Like when I was dealing with being homeless, I tested this with putting shampoo in one of these things, and sure enough, it worked. Now, one of the key things that you need to be mindful of is right here, this piece. This piece basically regulates whatever fluid is in here. So when you squeeze it, it like shoots out liquid. But you can actually remove that piece. And in the case of shampoo, all I had to do was just pour it out and it would slowly drip out. You can even squeeze it a little bit to do the same thing. So this is another Mio bottle I have that I went ahead and cleaned it out, and I put canola oil in here just for testing purposes. I might actually take this with me. Canola oil is pretty cheap oil, first and foremost. It doesn't do too well in the sun, but of course, this being a pretty much no sunlight can get in here, so I mean that kind of helps out. But I want to demonstrate for you. I can't really tell that. As far as you know, it's water, but trust me, this is canola oil. So, you know, if I'm cooking something, I can now have oil. Now, I may have one that's for canola oil. I could have one that's salt if I choose to. Actually, I'm not going to have one for salt because I'm just going to have an actual container of garlic salt with me. But you kind of get the point. You can have almost anything you want in here, including soap, shampoo, powders, liquids. I mean, you could put water in this and just kind of ration your water a little bit if you wanted to. But, I mean, you can do the same thing in a water bottle. So, now when I say alcohol, I mean rubbing alcohol. And rubbing alcohol, of course, is something that can be used as an antiseptic. It can clean out a wound. But you can also use it for a makeshift can oven, a little stove, not oven, can stove. And I'm going to make use of a energy drink. I'm basically going to cut it down and make it so I can just pour alcohol, rubbing alcohol, in here, and then light the fumes on fire, and I can cook my food that way. Again, I'm trying to limit the amount of space that I take up, but also the weight, because I have to put all of that on my back and walk around. Now, as I'm going to, as I start preparing for this experience, I'm going to probably do a few more videos about actually preparing for it, and then start doing videos where I'm actually dealing with it. So my video is going to kind of take my channel is going to kind of take a different turn. But I get, yeah, let me show you my bag real quick. I'm not going to show you what's in it right now, but oh. It's a bit on the dark side. This was a gift. Someone saw my Amazon wish list and wanted to get it for me. And I think it was, I think they, sorry, my mind is going. I think they said it was like 8 gallons I could put in here. So if you imagine 8 gallons of water, gives you some idea. So one of the things that I've been doing, well, I just got this today, and I've done this once already. That's why I'm kind of already tired. It has like so many zippers. The only thing I don't like is that it's drawstring. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's hard to put a lock on here because, I mean, I put a lock on here, all someone has to do is cut off the drawstrings and they can get in it. So I have to be a little bit more hyper vigilant of protecting my bag at all costs. But one thing that I did this morning in preparation for being homeless is I'm taking walks. Now, I've been taking walks for the better part of a year, year and a half. But now I've been doing it a lot more, walking farther and farther each day. But this morning, I put as much stuff as I could into this bag and started walking with it. And the reason that I'm doing that is I want my body to try to get used to it as much as possible. Now, when I actually leave here and start my journey, it's still going to be tough on me. My back is going to kill me. My legs are going to be sore, what have you. But at the very least, it'll be a little bit more prepared for it. And hopefully, the more I do it, the easier it'll be over time. So that's just kind of my first video right now. And, you know, I'm just, a part of me is scared out of my mind. And you can try not to be scared, but I think the best you can do is just not to let it affect you. Acknowledge your fear and then just push it out and focus on everything else. And try to do everything you can to get yourself out of it. So that's really what my mentality is right now, is that I want to do everything I can to get myself out of this situation. So that's going to do it for me today. Definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up and share this across your social media. Also, check out my description box below. I have rearranged it to deal with my specific situation. My Patreon is going to be redesigned a little bit to focus on trying to get myself out of homelessness. I appreciate those who have donated already. I make about $50 a month, and believe me, that's going to help out. I mean, $50 is not a lot of money, but like I always say, you know, $50 being homeless is like $5,000 when everything is good in your life. So $50 will definitely help out, buy me some supplies when I'm out and about. Also, if you're not good with doing Patreon, I do have a PayPal, paypal.me/madcatprime. You can go ahead and donate money directly to me on that. I think I need an S in there. Have to update that. And again, if you're not good with doing PayPal or Patreon, consider buying my book. It's a writing help book, but I think game developers and even DMs who do pen and paper RPG games can make use of this book. But it's going to help people make more complex characters. It's only $2.99. In fact, the more people buy that book, the better it can do, get on higher ratings on Amazon searches. And, you know, I make 70% of all sales. So, I mean, $2.99 doesn't sound a lot, but if I get like $10,000 worth of sales, that's $7,000 from me. And, you know, well, I think that's like 300 people buying it, something like that. Actually, it'd be about $9,000, but you get where I'm going with this. And, you know, with that kind of money, I could just rent myself a motel. I mean, it wouldn't be anything fancy, but at least I could get myself off the streets. And that's the most important thing right now. But until that time, I'm going to do everything I can to make the most of this situation. So I thank you for checking this video out. And I will try to keep people updated as best as I can. Anyways, this is Mad Cat signing out.